can feel good about it. At least I had a good golf week last week because it's been a rough couple months here, but hopefully keep the momentum going and springboard it into something better this week. This is the last golfing before the playoffs really start to take into account. So this is I don't know how many of those other ones I'm going to be even getting involved in. So this is probably my last week playing for a little while.
Why? Because the playoffs they have like less golfers, right?
I just hate the whole system, and tournaments are always small and just weird. But I might change my mind. Sheets, any overall thoughts before we get into it?
Well, it's only the stuff that I commented on yesterday in the live stream. It's kind of funny to see some of these guys priced up the way they are, but I mean, Justin Thomas is cheaper than Emmanuel Grillo. You know what I mean? Like it's funny to say only because like we always like have fun, like say, oh, let's play some Grillo at 6,700. You know what I mean? Like play some Grillo at 6,700 alongside of maybe Justin Thomas at 9,400. You know, and now we're like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? So, but listen,
I don't think it's because of last week entirely. I really don't.
No, I know. I mean, listen, Justin Thomas has been playing like crap for like months.
And Grillo finished third at this tournament, second in this tournament last year.
Well, not to mention he had won something a month or so ago, and he was really, really good last week.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so let's get into it a little bit. Let's start talking through some of these tiers and what do you think of this top tier? Who are your favorites? Finau won this, of course, last year thanks to a miracle from my guy Scott Piercy, who literally just blew up on day 5. Who had the thing won, just had to shoot par, and he shot 5 over. After shooting like 7 under every day. So, all right. So the top for me, I guess I'll go with it real quickly with the top. I have Sungjae as my favorite. I actually have Finau as my second favorite, and probably not going to be getting too much of Cam Young and Hideki. I'm a huge Cam Young believer. I think that what happened last week is going to stick in his head a little bit. He could have easily won that tournament. I know it sounds like, oh, he was 7 shots back or whatever. He was so much better than everybody tee to green. He just couldn't make a putt. And even the day where he shot like a million under, he missed like 4 inside of 7 feet. Like he just couldn't make anything. But that's not the. I think it's going to linger with him. I like Im and then Finau, but Im is my favorite.
Yeah, I have Im and Hideki as my top 2 in this ring, and I have a. I think I'm pretty much over the field on both of them. And I'm pretty much under the field on both Cam Young and Finau, but I have currently Im as my highest owned total, and I have Matsuyama 4th highest owned. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be around to do a live thing, live final lineup build later, so I may as well go over this. So far it's Im, and then I have all these guys. I like all these guys. Im, Matsuyama, Finau, Cameron Young is where I'm most underweight actually. But if I had to rank them, I would say Im number 1, and then Hideki.
Yeah, makes sense to me. All right, what about in the 9K? I'll let you start this one off. It's interesting because everybody at the top, because no one knows what to do with their salaries, everybody's basically going to have some ownership. Like everybody's double digits in the 9 and the 10Ks this week, I think, pretty much. What do you got here, Sheets, for the?
Yeah, I mean, I like. I do have Straka rated higher than the other 9Ks. It just when I look at this, I'm just going to be one of those just like amateurs, I guess. And I see Justin Thomas cheaper than all these guys at 12% ownership. I mean, I just find it kind of hard to believe.
That's something to play for to get into the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it hard to believe that that's not a good play. As it turns out, though, the way I'm actually building, I'm not getting to that much of them because I'm playing the 10Ks more, and I'm playing 10Ks with 7Ks. So I'm not really getting to them as much. But I think Aberg is fine. I'll probably be with the field on him. Straka, I'll be with the field on him. And right now I'm like way under on Justin Thomas, and it feels just really, really wrong. But there's no disputing his recent form, right? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably be under on Grill. I'll probably be under on all this stuff, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, so because of all these guys being pretty popular, like it's what I'm doing is I'm going to probably there's a lot of cheap guys that I really like, so I'm going to probably cycle those guys through
Yep,
and
I
use them
like it.
as my differentiator.
Yeah.
But if, picking in this range, Aberg is my favorite. Justin Thomas is my next favorite, along with Straka. They're like right there with each other. We could make an argument that we're just being idiots for not just like loading it up Straka. He looks unbelievable. And Comp Courses has done really well on the similar courses to this. So I think that those would be my three favorites, and probably not going to get a whole lot of exposure to the other ones. If Grillo beats me again, he beats me again. I think I have to draw the line. All right, down in the 8K range, Sheets. What are your priorities here?
Yeah, I'll tell you who I don't really have that much of, and it's funny the way lineup construction works. Like in and of itself, I think Hadwin's like a good play, I guess. But the way I'm building, I'm not quite getting to him. Like my two highest owned guys from this range are actually down a little lower. That would be JT Poston and Bo Hostler. But Hadwin's definitely obviously like a better play than these guys. But because I guess I'm spending for these 10Ks, that I really need to save the money and not really play these 8,900s. So in and of itself, I think Hadwin's a good play. But my two main guys from this range right now are Bo Hostler and JT Poston.
Nice. My top three would be Hadwin, Sahith, and Vincent Norman. So I like that we're getting a little different from each other here.
Yes.
I really like the Norman Aberg thing. Play the Swedes, right? Yeah, play the Swedes, whatever this week. That's my thinking. But I like Hadwin as a potential to win this tournament. Actually, I think I wonder what his odds are, because I bet you he's actually a reasonable bet.
We'll do that in a minute.
Okay. Down in the 775 to 800 to 8K, my favorites are going to be Aaron Rye, Eric with the C Cole, and those are two like priority-ish plays. So what probably happens with my builds, based on the way that I'm talking, is I end up with like a Hadwin, two of these guys, and one of the 9K guys, and then maybe two 6K guys or something like that. But yeah. So anyway, I like Højgaard, Rye, and who did I say my other one was? I like Eckroad also, but I forgot to mention him. Cole, Højgaard, Rye, Eckroad. Those are my four guys.
Yeah. So what? Are we just doing 7,500 and up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What Bobby mentioned earlier in the way he was considering building, I think it's really important that you filter through these 7K guys. The guy who's going to rate the highest in the projections, and he's going to get owned as a result, is going to be Aaron Rye. And I'm going to get a decent amount of him as well. The other guys I would mention that I have a decent amount of, and I'm rating these guys by leverage, actually, like how much relative their ownership is Alex Noren, and you mentioned Aaron Rye. Eckroad you already mentioned, but I will reiterate that. Eckroad, Rye, Noren, and Ryan Fox. Those are the guys that I'm having. I'll be over the field on all those guys.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. All right, down below 7K to 7,500. There's a bunch of guys who are iffy plays for me here. Adam Svensson, Shez Reavie. Actually, not a bunch. There's a few. There's one. Who's my other one? Oh, both of the Woos. That's pretty much. Both of the Woos and then Ben Griffin are the guys I'm considering, but nobody who I'm extremely high on between 7K and 7,500.
So I will take the Heat then. My two most.
I forgot one. Sorry, Caleb Tarrant is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
The two guys I have most leverage to the field on the entire slate are from this range. So I figured I would just take my stand and just kind of announce who those are. And that would be Lee Hodges and Sam Stevens. I am well above the field on both of those guys in both MME and big buy-ins. And that's just kind of where I'm at. Lee Hodges and Sam Stevens. And KH Lee, I don't know if you mentioned him. He looks fine. Brandon Wu, he looks fine too. But in this range in general, like 7K through 7,900, I would definitely, like Bobby recommended, if you're playing multiple lineups, just filter through. And I think the reason why I like Lee Hodges is he's probably one of the lowest owned of the guys that I'm mentioning. So I really do like that, as is Sam Stevens.
Mm-hmm. Make my argument for Taryn. He finished 7th here last year. And I think that at 7K, I think that he's got a reasonable chance at top 10, top 15 again. All right.
You got anything under 7K?
A lot.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
James Hahn, who he finished 4th here last year. Think he's getting completely overlooked. So I will definitely play some of him, even though he's not in his best form. The other ones I have Carson Young. Always going to keep high on the Carson Young. I would like to see if you could get a Carson versus Cam Young and see if Carson Young could somehow beat Cam Young this week. He's beaten him a lot of the weeks this year, so it's not quite as crazy. I have Marty Dow, Carl Yuan, Patton Kazire, Sam Ryder, and then the guy who literally blew this tournament last year, the poker player, the Sheets Inside Info guy. The less than 0.5% owned Scott Piercy will be my last one.
Yep. So I only have one guy that I have more than really one lineup in. So I'll just tell you who that is. So I have a full 7% of Michael Kim. So that's the one guy that and the other guy I have a couple lineups with is Seung-Young Kim as well. So 2 Kims, Michael Kim and Seung-Young Kim as my top 2 owned under 7K.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to figure out, we're going to go through a contest, who's going to win the tournament. Then we're going to talk about top guy under 9K to finish top 5, top guy under 10K to get top 5, top guy under 9K to finish top 10, top guy under 8K to make top 20, top guy under 7K to make the cut, and top guy worst guy probably over 9K to miss this cut. So who is going to win? And you can start.
Yes, I will. And I forgot one guy who I didn't forget one guy. No, okay. So I'll take Sanjay.
You'll take Sanjay, and I will take Hideki.
Oh, we got all right, Asian connection there. All right, under 10K to the top 5. I'm going to go Aberg, who I almost picked to win.
I will go with.
Take your breath. You made a whole case for him.
No, I will go with Sepp Straka.
Okay. All right, under 9K to top 10. It's an interesting one. For some reason, I don't know what if it's like I didn't play that much in this range or something. But I guess I could play Hadwin. Yep,
that would have been my guess, and then that would have been my pick. So I'm going to go with JT Poston.
I wish you would have just said Vincent.
Oh,
Norman.
You only got to play one lineup with him. Don't worry about it.
No, but it's just because I want to play Norman and I want to play.
Oh.
Could have been on.
I have Norman looking good, and actually Norman I have is I guess they're about the same ownership as Poston.
Yeah. Under 8K.
Let's go top 20.
20.
It's really between
there's 2 guys who I feel like stand out.
I'll take one. You can take the other again. So I'll take Austin Eckler.
Oh, I mean, he's actually another one that I was high on, but he wasn't the one I was thinking you were going to say. I will take Aaron Rye, but I thought you were going to take Eric. I thought one of us would take Eric with the C. Cole.
Yeah, that was my next one, actually.
Yeah.
And then after, as long as we're doing this, and then Ryan Fox would win after that. So, under 7K to make the cut?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just go with the guy I said. I got Michael Kim.
So you have Kim, and I will take Carson Young.
Ooh, I like that.
But I do like the idea of getting some Piercy exposure because I don't know. I'm still buying into what your friend said, and I've seen him have. He's had like the best round of the day, like like a bunch of these tournaments that he's played, but the rest of the rounds he just can't put it together. So, yeah. So there we have it. And
top guy. Wait, over 9K to miss the cut.
Over 9K to miss the cut. That actually shouldn't be that hard this week. I feel like something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Gary Woodland.
That's a ridiculous price. I'm gonna go with Cam Davis.
That was who I was gonna pick if I didn't take Woodland. Okay,
all right.
There we have it.
So if in fact I do go live for some reason tonight, we'll do another lineup build, and I will do one more probably projection push at some point. But like Bobby said, it might be the last full slate for a while. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. And that's pretty much it. Sheets, will you hang on a second while I do this?
Yes.
All right. Good luck, everybody, and we'll hopefully we can crush it this weekend. I will post my builds once I get them figured out a little later.